Hey guys, welcome back with another episode of Deal Hunting with Chris, episode 3. So, we're going to go really deep into more of the concepts that go behind evaluating a property and finding what really is a deal. And I'm going to be going over maybe comping as well as the 4 big pillars. So, this is price, condition, time, as well as motivation. All of these really show and reveal the motivation to drop the price or the motivation to buy on the discount. So me as a wholesaler in the past would focus on these 4 things. We're going deep into it, guys. We're going to find out exactly what drives people to sell at a discount. Okay, let's go. So now we're on Redfin. You go to your neighborhood that you want to look for. I want to find a house that's over 3 bedrooms and 2+ bathrooms. You unclick coming soon. So time on Redfin. Let's do our normal 60 days. Again, just repeating myself from the previous episodes. The more it is on market, the higher the chances of you getting a discount or a deal. I'd like to go 60 days. So there's 30 homes that are available that may be potential deals. Again, just reviewing keyword search. We're looking for TLC, tender loving care. You need to put some TLC in it. Fixer upper, flexible, distressed, original, dated, reduced, drop. All the keywords that are obvious, right? But there's also offering credits. There's also motivated. And we'll see what there is on the market right now. So let's look at these 30 homes. If I were to just look at glance, let's look at this. This seems like a potential deal. So just make sure that you're looking in the area that you want. Manoa is a really good place. I really like it, but it seems like this is a fixer-upper. There's only 2 pictures. That means there's nothing too much to see here. The insides are probably broken. The outside is even worse. You actually have to plan a showing for this to kind of see what's on the inside. But just standard practice, we're going to see how much possibility we can find a deal. So 1.56 mil, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,500 square feet. It looks a little pricey to me, just at a glance. About this home. Prime College Hill location with Diamond Head views, incredible investment opportunity. That's a huge green flag, like, hey, this is a deal. There's a lot to fix in this. Nestled in the prestigious College Hill area of Manoa, this property boasts breathtaking, unobstructed Diamond Head views from the living room balcony. Just minutes from the Honolulu's top private schools, including Punahou, Iolani, Midpac. So Manoa is really a nice location if you're having a family. If you have a young family, you're close to the best education on the island. So all of these are really top tier private schools. That's why people like it. While the home requires significant renovation, the lot holds exceptional potential for development or transformation. This tells me that, dude, there's a shit ton of things you need to fix, but it might be good for you. A charming rock wall adds character to the rare opportunity. Yeah, rock walls can be expensive, so that's nice. Subject to probate. Whoa, okay. This is keywords that you really need to look at. So, as a retail buyer looking for your primary residence, I wouldn't recommend this because you have to put so much money to get this into tip-top shape, especially when it says stuff like as is condition. We already know that it's a fixer-upper. There's going to be a lot of problems with it because it's an old house. It's actually on a really nice lot. So 7,500 square feet. That means you can have a ADU on it, accessory dwelling unit, and you can rent it out if you have money to make this. But probate, this is a process where when someone dies and they need to figure out their heirs and all the people who are next of kin, this might be a messy process. You really need to check with the realtor and hopefully get an understanding about the seller's situation. Hopefully it's not a bunch of next of kin fighting over each other, but this might be a messy process. I would stay away from this, even if you have the money to. Perfect for investors or buyers ready to bring their vision. So someone who is really good with the permitting process, they've done fix and flips, they've done development. This is a high difficulty kind of property. Maybe a deal, not too sure, but it seems like it's been on the market for a while, 81 days. Let's look at the sales history. Let's see when this was actually. Okay, so we see that on October 6th, this is probably when they're a little more aggressive. They listed it for 1.95. Now it's 1.56. That's a huge reduction. They're still not getting good offers. So you can expect a deal out of this. There might be really serious problems if no one's buying this. But just for practice, we know that it's a fixer-upper. We know the condition is they need to fix this and put a lot of money into it. It's been on the market for a long time, and they've done a ton of price reductions already. So you're bound to get a deal off this. And just reviewing the things that I was talking about. So when I'm talking about looking at a deal, I'm talking about understanding the price, the condition, the timeline, and the motivation. So understanding all of this, we can understand motivation, right? But as a wholesaler in the past, I would call sellers and be like, hey, your broken home, we'd like to buy it. Are you interested in selling? Usually I send a text first and then I call them if they're interested. My first objective is to ask them, hey, how much would you sell this for? It doesn't matter about the number. It just matters if they say it or not. Sometimes they're like, I don't know, you called me, give me a number. And I'll be like, okay, we'd have to look at the property first. Then I would ask for condition. Like, what is the condition of the property like? Like, is it broken? How much do I need to put in it? What needs to be changed? How much do I need to put in it to make it perfect for someone to live in it? And usually they'll say, hey, the bathrooms are messed up, or kitchen needs to be changed, cabinets are falling, roof is caving in, all of that stuff. With this, I understand the more fixes that I need to make, the higher the chances that I can ask for a discount. If it's like, I haven't renovated this for the past 20 years, a green flag in my brain says, okay, I can ask for discounts because I need to put in money as well. So if you itemize the cost of renovations, like flooring, carpet, that costs like a couple $1,000. If you need paint, another $1,000, for example. So the property that needs the most renovations, higher chance to get a discount. So that's why condition is super important. Timeline is super important as well, because how fast do they need the money? If they need the money yesterday, then that means, oh, I can definitely ask for a discount, especially if I can close quickly. As a cash buyer, the investors who often use hard money, or those, it's like higher percentage. It's used for fix and flips, development, and so forth. Sometimes this can come at a really high percentage, like 10% interest. They use this to secure property fast. Sometimes they can close faster than 30 days. Conventional loans, on the other hand, from traditional financing like mortgages, banks, mortgage brokers, usually they take longer to close, for example. Sometimes they can take 45 days plus. It depends on the company, but we know that the traditional conventional loans take a long time. If you have cash, cool, that can be your advantage to ask for discounts too. But yes, timeline is a necessary piece of information that we need. So timeline, if they're in, for example, foreclosure, bam, I know that they need money right away. I can lowball them. If they also want to move to the mainland, oh, how long do you guys need? How fast do you want to close? I want to close by next month. Boom. My one is, how fast do you need this money? I need it by next month. Okay, we'll try to close as fast as we can. That can be a big motivation. So your realtor, their job is to get as much information as possible to understand what factors can give you the edge of a price reduction and a nice closing. So if it's, for example, in probate, as a realtor, I would say, let's look at this. Let's kind of see what they need. Is it going to be a messy transaction where we'll be waiting on heirs to sign off on this house? The realtor will have all the information, or should have all the information for you to make a educated decision. So again, timeline is really important. The faster they want to close, the more motivated. The more on the market that they've been on, they're waiting. They've been waiting and waiting, and now they're open for a deal. So the bottom line is that the market truly gives you feedback on your price. So people love to vote with their money and credit cards, or if the market doesn't think, and I'm talking about like lots of people, right? If the market does not like your price, it would naturally push down your asking to whatever the market thinks. So value is whatever someone would buy your property at, right? That's true value. Like, we don't know if this is truly 1.56 unless someone buys it for 1.56. So the market, I'm going to say this again, the market votes with their money and their credit cards or their cash or whatever they use for financing. Like, this rule applies to anything: houses, cars, items, clothes, food. Whatever someone is willing to pay for it, that's how much it costs. So the market is a great equalizer. You can get feedback really fast. The market, for example, does not think that this is 1.95 million for a few months. And even now, the market does not think it's 1.56 million. So how we truly understand what this is worth, or what we should go, is doing comps, and I'll go over that later. So the last pillar is motivation. It's super important that your realtor ask what the story behind the sale is. The more we understand about the sale, the more we can kind of work with each other, with each party, to get to this goal for the sale, right? So this person is in probate, subject to probate. That means there's some processes that we need to take in order to get this sale, whether it be talking to attorneys, probate attorneys, the next of kin, siblings, and so forth. We need to work together to kind of solve that. So maybe people are scared of the situation behind it. Always ask, why are you trying to sell this? Have your realtor ask, what's the story behind this property? Why do they need to sell? So realtors can try to get that story, paint a clear picture for you, and then you can understand, okay, let's ask for a price reduction. And that's how business works, guys. It's trying to solve problems for both parties, right? You want to buy a house, maybe for cheap. The person wants to sell, but in order to, they need to jump some hoops. But yes, it all depends on the motivation. So good practice is to go over these 4 key things and take notes of them as you look at your deals. You can say, okay, the price is 1.56. You don't really have to fish because they already put their asking price on market. You don't have to do much with that. So for the condition, it's usually in the disclosures, which you can ask the other realtor. The other realtor would be prepared with the things, and we call these material facts that show what may affect the sale of the home. For example, disclosure, there's mold. Disclosure, the roof is potentially caving in. You need to check that. Disclosure, there's termites, or whatever that would affect your decision about buying the home. So understanding the condition with the disclosures, all of it should be written out. And it's actually called the disclosures of the property. So make sure you take a look at that. But this was just an example of how to identify these 4 pillars with this particular property. This was just practice, right? So let's go on to another property. Let's take a look at these 4 pillars using this lens to evaluate it by. Okay, so looking at it, right? The price is 1.3 million. It looks fairly renovated. Not too sure if it was a fix and flipper, but these are aged countertops. So I'm already taking notes of the condition, right? So pillar 2. It looks like I could buy this and live in it already. It's not exactly amazing, right? Like it's not at its peak potential, but it's fairly nice. It's close to the city. Is this a neighborhood that you'd like to live in? Let's see where this is at. What neighborhood? Mo'ili. So looking at the sales and tax history, this has been on the market for September 30, 2024 for 1.3. It seems like even at the price, they still haven't budged, or they still haven't reduced the price, but it's been on the market for about 87 days. Let's take a look at the description. It says, construction renovation completed in 09. So that means it's dated. Hopefully it is a possible price reduction, because there still needs to be work to be put in. Even if it looks nice, we can see that there's work to be put in. So this 3-bedroom, 2-bath home has split air conditioning, laminate flooring, and nearly 9-foot ceilings. So this bedroom and 2-bath has split air conditioning, laminate flooring, and nearly 9-foot ceilings. Kitchen has granite countertops. House includes a full washer and dryer. Huge mango trees in front of the backyards. That's a plus. I love mangoes. Property also includes an avocado, lilyqua, and banana tree. Cool. There's a lot of tropical plants here that you could enjoy. Located near the University of Hawaii, Punahou-Iolani. So this is a great neighborhood. Boom. keyword, as is. I love seeing that. So that means there are there's some things to fix with. So that means there are things that we need to fix up. When someone says as is, that's like as the condition it is already in. So, man, this is juicy. But my first question is, why did they not change the price if it's been on the market for a bit? Is the owner or the realtor trying to aim for a specific profit margin? Or are they trying to keep this at its top dollar value? Not too sure, but this gives me a green flag. So let's review. The condition is not the best. It's at 1.3 million. The motivation, I would ask the realtor, what's the story behind this home? Why are they wanting to sell? Why aren't they not selling? Maybe it's the price. Maybe it's the history of the property. Not too sure. But again, we got the price, condition. Let's ask about the timeline, right? Let's ask about how fast do they need to sell the house? Do they have time? Do they have time to wait for another 90 days? Let's ask them. Let's get all the information that we can so that we have more ammo in our arsenal, so that we can make a case like, hey, this needs a little bit of work. It's quite small. It's also near the highway, so we know that it's going to be noisy, especially during the traffic hours, right? Morning traffic, it's always going to be noisy. Maybe we'd hear honks from time to time, but it's in a fairly good place. I would try to ask for a price reduction. Well, I would try to lowball $1 million. What do you think about that? But if I were to go deeper, let's talk about the comps, right? So I promised you guys that I would go over the comparable values of a property. Let's see how to do this. So you get the area where the house is. Where's the subject property? It's on Coin Street. So what you do is you make a perimeter around this area. You ask, what were sold comps in the past 3 to 6 months? How much did things sell for at a 3-bedroom and 2-bath at 1080 square feet? We have to compare apples to apples. That will help us understand the true value of this home based on what happened in the market. So we go back here. We tried to find Coin Street. Where is that? Here's Coin Street. So I would try to find homes in this general area, right? So maybe I will go. So click here. Let's move this. Sold in the last 3 months. That's going to be your strongest comparable values, right? So this is far away. It's kind of irrelevant to the subject property, or the property that we're looking at, right, on Coin Street. So let's try to move it in the past 6 months. What sold in the past 6 months? So we don't know anything that sold in the past 6 months. There's no comparable values. Okay, so the past year, there was a house nearby. It's like a few blocks over, but this was sold in June 21, 2024. There are more beds and baths. It's actually, let's see. It's actually a little smaller, That's crazy. So this is smaller, but there's more beds and baths. But yes, so we know that this sold last year. It has more rooms, more bathrooms. It was sold for 1.165 million. Now that makes me thinking, is this overpriced? Is this 1.3 million? Like, is this really 1.3 million? Although pretty nice and well maintained, this might not be 1.3 million. I don't even know how they got that. But I don't know. Let's do some more research, right? Let me rewind. Usually, how I would comp properties is I would try to find at least 3 of apples to apples sold comparable homes that were sold in the past. I would compare these and I would kind of understand, okay, so this sold for 1.165. It's a little smaller, but there's more bedrooms. I kind of understand this is not really 1.3 million because there's another home that sold over there for 1.17. Then I'll do more research. Can I find another home that sold around here? Sometimes you can't. Sometimes there aren't too much comparables in this area. But this across the highway on the other side of the street sold for 1.3. This is much bigger. This sold even off market on Dole Street. I don't know when this sold. But because this has sold for 1.3 million, I for sure know that this shouldn't be 1.3 million. This is 7 beds and 5 baths. This is 2,800 square feet. I can fit like 2-3 families in here. But yeah, depending on when this sold, I understand. Even with these 2 properties, June 7, 2023, this was actually probably at the peak of the market too. So I know for sure it's not 1.3 million, bro. The seller wants too much. I think it's going to stay in the market for a while. Unless someone crazy enough or rich enough that doesn't care about money, they might buy it because maybe they like the neighborhood, the feel of it. I don't think that's a deal, guys. I would say pass or seriously try to find other information that you can get. So for example, let's do deeper research, okay? I want to go on the Honolulu tax assessor website, Honolulu property tax. Click property record search. What I'm doing is I'm looking at the tax assessed value. Okay, type in the address. So this is all public information, guys. You can see how much it is tax assessed. So right off the bat, the total net taxable value is 1.191 million. So they're trying to push this price at 1.3 million when the tax assessed value, which is basically the government made this metric of how to evaluate properties in the given market, Honolulu, right? So it's way over tax assessed value. I would try to go under this, to be honest. So let's put all the information together. So big house, peak of the market in 2023, sold for 1.3 million. Another property sold for 1.7 million. More rooms, a little smaller, but in the same general area. So I would say it's safe to kind of come in at tax assessed value, 1.19. But me being a cheap mother effer, I would try to bid at 1 million or even lower than that. I want to try to see what they would accept, right? So yeah, I would never want to pay more than market value. I would never want to pay even at retail value. So I would try my luck and aim low. Like you're never gonna know. You gotta shoot your shot. I'm gonna say this for the rest of my life. Shoot your shot, guys. But with that in mind, now you kind of get the idea of how to evaluate properties, right? Now you understand that certain keywords to look for. With all this information presented in episodes 1 to 3 of this series, you can pretty much find deals. But the thing that makes it hard is to have someone reliable to kind of give you an idea of what's a good deal or not. You need someone reliable to be able to talk to the other realtor and get all the information. That is our job. We are here to fight for you. We are here to kind of get all the information, get the story, get all the information that you need to make the strongest offer. You know how to evaluate properties, you know how to look for keywords, and you know what a potential discount looks like. You do need a reliable realtor to be able to extract all this information, package it all nicely, and give you a fighting chance with the right offer. So, hello, it's me. Feel free to reach out to me, ask me questions. I want to find you and save you a lot of money because this is how we survive in Hawaii. We find deals on market. We don't pay retail value, and we try to save as much as we can so that we can use that money for other things, whether it be closing, whether it be our children's future. There's so much things that money can buy for us in Hawaii, and we need to save as much as possible for the fighting chance to live here, to grow our family here. And I'm going to fight for you guys. I want to find affordable or even more affordable housing. It's not classified as affordable, but let's try to find deals, guys. Let's save money and reach out if you need. All right. This is going to be the end of it. I'll see you later. More coming again. Peace out.